Yo, what's up, people? Today I'm bringing you an Uber's battle versus May. And May is a male, just so you can tell at the sign at the end of the name. That's the male sign. And it's like this is actually a very interesting Uber's battle. I wanted to have an RU battle, but I just couldn't find any RU battles on Showdown. So I'm just like, let me throw some Pokemon that I actually had in my box that I wanted to use, like Arceus, Mega Salamence. I actually wanted to use Mega Salamence. I always use freaking Groudon, but I finally got Primal Kyogre. And we're going to go ahead and get right into the battle. So looking at his team, I wanted to go ahead and get up my Stealth Rocks. Since he has Ho-Oh, Lugia with Multi-Scale and all these flying types on his team, and he doesn't have a Rapid Spinner or Defogger, so I let off with my Landorus. As he leads off with his Darkrai, which is really in my expectations. I kind of wanted to make him think I was Scarfed, but it's like just the pretty much beta switch. I didn't want to beta. Why'd I say beta switch? I didn't want him to risk going for the dartboard anyway, so I went out into my Kyogre as pretty much sleep fodder because this is the only thing that I really wanted to fall asleep. Kyogre didn't do too much into this battle, so I just figured he would make great sleep fodder, so I can just go right back out into another Pokemon and pretty much nullify this Darkrai because I hate Darkrai. So he's actually going to go for the Dark Void. He's going to miss, unfortunately. Now he's going to go for the Dark Pulse. I wonder why he went for the Dark Pulse. It would have been better off if he went for another Dark Pulse. I mean, Dark Void and put me to sleep. But I'm going to go for an Origin Pulse and just get rid of this Darkrai. That's nice. We got rid of this Darkrai first turn. I really needed this Darkrai. I didn't want any of my Pokemon going to sleep. And so now he goes out into his Lugia. And I was thinking what a Lugia really wants to do versus a Kyogre, because Kyogre can Thunder it. I'm thinking that he was wanted to be a freaking wall, go for Toxic and start resting up. So I decided I'm going to go out into my Landorus. Since Landorus really can take a Toxic, he's not going to go for anything really to just kill my Landorus. As he actually goes for Calm Mind. Something in the back of my head told me this thing was going to go for Calm Mind, but I figured that this thing was a bulky set and I was going to be faster, so I went straight for a knockoff. But he actually outspeeds me. And I'm like, what type of Lugia is this? It's outspeeding my Landorus and crap. I understand Landorus is slow, but regular wall Lugia is slower than my Landorus. So now I know this thing is pretty much fully offensive. And I'm going to go out into my Aegislash knowing he has nothing for me. So I figured this would be a great time to actually set up a Swords Dance with my freaking Aegislash, because my Aegislash is weakness policy. I know we can switch out into Wifi, and now I'm at +2, and that's nice. I decided to go for a Secret Sword because I thought that I could survive a Dark Pulse from this thing, as he goes for a Dark Pulse, and I didn't look like I was surviving it at all. I just straight died. So from this point, I knew that this thing was Choice Specs. Like, you have a fully offensive team. No, not Choice Specs. Why I say that? Life Orbed. And this thing is just damaged. So now I'm going to go out into my Xerneas. I failed to set up with my Aegislash. So now I'm going to go out into my second Pokemon, my Xerneas, which I could set up on. I actually forgot all about the Aegislash. I had no picture of this thing. I forgot to take a picture of the team. I just rushed in here. And now we have counters out here. I have nothing to do versus this thing. And I already used my freaking Power Herb, Geomancy. So my freaking Xerneas is sitting at +2. All nice in here. So I actually knew that he thought I was going to switch out, so I know he's going to go for a Swords Dance to pretty much capture, like, get the opportunity to set up. And if I let him get a Swords Dance, then I'm probably just going to get swept. So I went straight for a Moon Blast, knowing if I get a good enough roll, I could 2-hit KO. But it turns out he's not specially defensive. He's most likely offensive, as that does a good 60%. If he was specially defensive, it'd have been a roll to get 50%. As now he's going to just go into stance change just to get some damage off versus my Xerneas. As now I don't have to worry about rolls or anything. I don't have to worry about Max the Min. And she's going to be in Blade form, and he's just going to take a freaking Moon Blast to the face and die. So that's another check gone, and I know that my Xerneas can get a lot of work in since this freaking Aegislash is gone. But he actually brings out this Ho-Oh. I should have just went straight for a Thunderbolt to get some really big damage versus this thing, but I figured that he was going to go for a Sacred Fire or a Fire type move, since that's one of his powerful moves. I thought this thing was going to be a Choice Band freaking Ho-Oh. So he actually predicts that nicely and goes for a Brave Bird. And I know that I actually thought I wanted my Kyogre to survive so bad, but he doesn't. My Kyogre goes down as this Ho-Oh. Does Ho-Oh carry a Life Orb? No, he just takes residual damage from the recoil. So I can actually go out into my Salamence, intimidate this thing, get this thing -1. Now this thing cannot damage me at all, especially after I Mega Evolve, because Mega Salamence is bulky as hell. And I should have went for a substitute. That was a dumb play. I went for a Dragon Dance, thinking that he was going to switch out because I didn't want to risk something having Whirlwind or Roar. So I went straight for a Dragon Dance, as I figured that the best thing he could go for was Brave Bird, since that's the best damaging move. But he actually goes for Sacred Fire, and I'm like, that's resisted. It'd really suck if I got a burn at this point. And what do you freaking know? I get a freaking burn right here. And now my Salamence is looking really weak as hell. Since he's burned, the freaking Dragon Dance is nullified. And I figured I can go for return, get a little bit of damage, as my freaking Salamence does not love me. No, literally, he doesn't love me. I didn't put anything into his happiness. So that's actually a lot of damage considering he's burned. So he's at -1. I put nothing into his happiness, and this return did a good chunk to this Ho-Oh. So this is another dumb play. I actually misclicked and went for a Dragon Dance as he switches out his Ho-Oh and goes out into his Lugia pretty much just to sponge any attack, I'm guessing, since he still has his multi-scale. And this is where the Stealth Rocks would have been great. So I do get another Dragon Dance up, and it really won't matter. It would have just been better if I went for a freaking return to break the multi-scale and went for another one. That would have been more damage, as that's going to do just a little chunk. I at least broke his multi-scale, so I know I can take him out. But he's going to go for an Ice Beam. So I know this thing does not have a lot of it can't stall me out. It has probably like Ice Beam, Aero Blast, and Hydro Pump and all that. So I'm going to go out into my Arceus. I know he can't kill me with any of his moves, so I needed my Arceus to come through, because all that's left is my Xerneas, and he cannot sweep unless he gets up a Geomancy. So I'm going to go for a Swords Dance, just to, as he switches out into his Xerneas. That probably wasn't the best play, as I can just go for an Extreme Speed, as it was a roll to get 100%, but thanks to the Life Orb damage from before, it's actually 100%, because 92% to 100 is how much damage it does. As now he goes out into his Arceus. This I had to make a really ballsy play. If he was adamant, he could 2-hit KO me with Extreme Speed, as I needed to set up 2 Swords Dance to make sure I got a kill versus everybody else. And I'm sorry, it's like my nose is so stuffed up. As he actually goes for another Extreme Speed, I figure out that he's jolly, pretty much based on that damage, as I'm able to take that very well. And I'm going to go for Extreme Speeds of my own, and that's just going to be a 1-hit KO, because at +2 it's guaranteed KO. So his Arceus does go down, and I know he still has the freaking Lugia, which is actually, what I say is not, it's going to go down, because I know this thing has special attack and speed based on this set. So I didn't have to worry too much about it. I just wanted to make sure. As I get a critical hit, not sure how much it mattered, because like I said, he could have run defense, and I'm not sure. And now he's going to go out into Ho-Oh. I know Ho-Oh will not be able to take an Extreme Speed. If Lugia cannot take an Extreme Speed, Ho-Oh can't take an Extreme Speed. And I expected to double down, like my freaking Xerneas would be able to be the one to win me with, but my Arceus just lives 1 HP right here, and that's nice and all. And that was a good game made. That was actually very lucky on my part. I was very lucky to be able to set up with my Arceus. I made some dumb plays, but the power of freaking Arceus just compels you. So, yeah, take that. If y'all want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe. If there's anything I could have done better, then hit the comment section. If you want to go against me in Ubers, RU, OU, whatever, then comment and I'll see what I could do. Sometimes I probably won't be able to battle because I have all this school, everything else, and you know. But thanks for watching, and see y'all next time.